Uh, Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Talk Corrupt here. I'm going to no wait. We'll stop immediately. You and your guest. Okay. We said the Vancouver Canucks and the Toronto Maple Leafs. We will have that game for you. Here's what we're also going to do. We're going to be monitoring and hopefully also have a lot of good coverage on the Florida Ottawa game coming up later. Hey, Alexis, how are you doing? What we will also do tonight is after all these games are done, I'm blacked out of Wild uh, Islanders, unfortunately, because of the Islanders. But what we'll do, even though I don't have a dog in the fight, Nashville Buffalo, we will finish the Nashville Buffalo game. And right now they are getting ready, and both pucks dropping in Vancouver and in Sunrise, which are the two games that we are mainly focusing on here. And they are talking about football. I will not be streaming the Super Bowl tomorrow, but I definitely will be watching it. Um, we have Trent coming up here. I'm good, Alexis. Trent, how are you doing, my friend?
Good.
That is good. That is very good. We've got a lot to talk about here. I'll just uh, say it again. What we're doing is we're mainly staying on this Canucks Toronto game, but during commercials, we will cap off the rest of the 7 o'clock games, and we will and when the Canucks game and the 7 games are over, we're not going to be done. We're going to finish Nashville Buffalo. We will not do the Dallas game, the Seattle Calgary game, Dallas Kings, Seattle Calgary, or Anaheim. No, Dallas San Jose. Sorry, L.A. Anaheim or Seattle Calgary, but we will do everything else.
But
Like a defenseman for the Devils, yes, Alexis. So real quickly, let's look at some of the NBA scores and NHL scores. We'll also talk about college, as we usually do. There is a big game tonight, I believe, at Madison Square Garden. Yes, between the Knicks and Boston. And we have two finals today. Dallas beat Houston, but talking about the NBA, Dallas beat Houston, but Anthony Davis was left injured after the end of the game, and Anthony Davis's old team. Something happened with this thing with Trent, but uh, the old team was okay. He said he'll be back. Was the Lakers? They beat Indiana 124-117. They had a huge lead on them as well. Yeah, sure. Tell me his upside. And we'll have tip off very soon between Orlando and San Antonio, Atlanta and Washington, and also three tip offs at 8 o'clock in Memphis, Thunder and Grizzlies, in Minnesota, Timberwolves and Trailblazers. Also, Golden State plays Chicago. Then at 8:30, Knicks and Celtics. Then at 9, Phoenix and Denver. At 10, New Orleans and Sacramento. And the nightcap in LA, Clippers and Utah. Not ready to start yet for the Canucks in Toronto. Um, by the way, the only other game to talk about. Well, we're on commercial right now, so since we're on commercial, let's see if we can go slide over to a game, maybe Chicago St. Louis. We'll see if we can slide over to that. Oh, that's good. Physical. Well, they also have not dropped the puck, but it appears like they are going to soon. Uh, Actually, I think the two games that we're monitoring the most. I'll actually wait till Trent comes up. Uh, Trent, interesting. I wanted to note that the two games we're monitoring the most, I think, are going to end the latest because they're Hockey Night in Canada games. So they do all the coverage and all the stuff that they do in Canada. So a lot of these games that are not being televised nationally in Canada, for example, they would probably take another 10 minutes to drop the puck Here, they have already dropped the puck in St. Louis. We'll go to that game. Blues settling with the puck, and they are 24, 26, and 5. Chicago 17, 31, and 6 in the Battle of the Mississippi River, and the puck is out of play 11 seconds into St. Louis. We'll take this time right now to update you on the NHL scores. I believe, is Boston Vegas over? I think it is. Vegas won, which is very good for the Red Wings. The 4-3 win, which I believe is in regulation. Yes, it was. It's very good for the Red Wings. It bars Boston no points, and Boston can not jump into the playoff picture until the end of the international break, whatever you want to call it. Now, the Red Wings are not out of the how do you say it? They're not out of the cellar yet. There still are some. There still is a team that they're not out of the woods. There's the phrase. See, Trent, this is a broadcast so much. Sometimes you don't remember how to speak English. The Red Wings are not out of the woods though, because Columbus can go ahead and take over the final spot in the East before the break with a. Is it a win? I don't know if a point will get them enough against the Rangers. Let me look. Columbus has they're 26 and 21. So let's say they lose in overtime. They would jump to 61, and they would be 26 and 21 and 9, as opposed to the Wings at 20 and 22. So yes. So no, they have to win. But a Columbus win would put Columbus in the final spot in the Eastern Conference. For those wondering, that is the stakes there. Vegas did win. Aforementioned Detroit lost 6-3. And that's it for. Oh no, Carolina also blitzed Utah 7-3. Utah plays tomorrow at home. I assume you're watching Philly Pittsburgh.
1-0 Flyers.
We'll switch over to that. Actually, we will. You just said 1-0 Flyers. Let's switch right back to that. I'm a little behind you. No, I just saw it. Scotty Lawton through the 5-hole, and Philadelphia has a 1-0 lead over Pittsburgh. Huge. And that is the 11th of the year for Mr. Lawton, and the Penguins win the draw. Here's Chris Letang, but it's taken by Philadelphia. They'll backhand it off the far boards. One shot on goal, one goal. And a hit. Canucks a defenseman or center. I'm a scout. Yeah, I know you're a scout.
Hey, Peter.
The Canucks probably do need a defenseman. What's up?
Kuzmenko, first shift as a Flyer, he gets an assist.
A point for Andrei Kuzmenko. How big? And his old team playing later tonight against the Kraken. So this kind of being like Hockey Red Zone, too, because we'll be talking about it the other games, monitoring what's going on with them. And we'll score update the other sports as well, but mainly focused on hockey since the break comes up after this. But I will get those that NCAM scores up in the NCAA scores, although I don't know how much there is today of that. I know there's a couple games going on. I know Duke has a big game, but we're going to mainly focus, as we said, on the NHL. And they are getting ready soon. They're talking in Vancouver about this whole about some of the games and events, that they're doing with the international hockey, and they are buzzing in BC. We look ready to go, and now they will be singing the national anthem from British Columbia. Can't think again today. So while they do that, let's quickly look at some of the other scores around. There's a lot of games coming up for women's and men's today. It was a lot busier than I thought. So we'll really pay more attention to the professional right now. Obviously, we said Philadelphia did score first, and they're going back to a commercial. So we'll leave Philadelphia. Where else can we go here? Where else can we go? Let's Why are these the only 3 games that I see? Hold on a second. There should be a couple others, right? No. Oh, because of the blackouts. So why don't I see Ottawa? Why don't I see Ottawa Panthers? That's weird.
Who's Ottawa
Unless
playing?
Sorry, yet. They're playing the Panthers,
Yeah, that's
which
what I thought.
we want to do coverage of. Yet
Oh,
I do not see it here. We'll look. Right now, I only see, besides this game, the Philadelphia game and the uh, St. Louis game. Here it is. Here it is. Perfect. So we'll monitor that as well, as we were talking about. They also are in the same situation that this game is. They are also doing some commemorations, and they haven't started the anthem yet either. Now they just did in Ottawa.
oh,
But right now they are still. It's the Invictus Games, I think. That's something going on in Canada. So that's another thing that they're doing some more commemorations on. So while they play the anthem in Sunrise, let's go back to the NHL. We'll go back to St. Louis and Chicago while they do this. Oh, Chicago has a 1-0 lead, by the way. So that's intriguing. Blues have the puck in their own zone. Down by 1. Justin Falk deflects it off the blue line, and it slips on the red and down. Seth Jones with a hit. Tries to bury, and Jones sweeps one at the corner. Is this serious? Am I? Is that who I think it is in Vancouver?
oh.
Looks like the Prince of England. Not even joking.
Which one? Andrew? Harry?
Yeah, I think so. And it is for the Invictus Games.
Oh, yeah.
The British in British Columbia, as an American from Arizona and an American from Dallas, Texas, greet him. Tyler Myers and Austin Matthews. So you have this Invictus Games thing. You have this whole situation, and it's 2-0 Chicago. Donato. He slams it through the slot by Binnington, and the Blackhawks have a surprising 2-0 lead in St. Louis with 14:18 to go in the opening frame. So as I was saying, it's kind of funny. It's this Invictus Games thing. You have the Prince of England at British Columbia. It's a whole royal affair, and the 2 captains are an American from Phoenix and an American from Dallas. Well, that's how the sport's grown. Tyler Myers, of course, from Dallas, Texas, and Austin Matthews from Phoenix. So Chicago, the 2 goals in 38 seconds. They have the 2-0 lead. They have tipped off in Orlando, in D.C. 7:21 to go in the first, 10-6 Hawks, and 9:21 to go in the first. 7-7 tie between San Antonio and Orlando. Unfortunately, no, I can't. I can't add, I think, more than one person. I don't think the screen's big enough. Yeah, you can only do one person at a time. And they are getting ready now for puck drop. They have to take this tape off center ice, off beautiful center ice in Vancouver. So we're going to get ready for that now. The Canucks and Toronto. Toronto has Joe Woll as the goaltender. And it's going to be Thatcher in goal for the Canucks. You can hear me, Josh?
Yeah.
Josh. I called you Josh again. Thinking of my friend who I talked to. Sorry. Trent, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. But Elias Pettersson on here. And we'll be ready for the draw. It is Elias to take it against the fourth line for Toronto. That's David Kampf. And we win the draw and stump it off the official and into the Toronto zone. Marner takes a brutal hit. Lafferty, excuse me. There's a spill out back at center. Canucks will flick this puck back to the red line, and Toronto shoots it on in. Go Canucks, go. Elias Pettersson is belted from the far boards. This is a physical game right now. Canucks will deposit back into the Toronto zone, and that deposit came way long of the red line, so it's icing, and the puck will be back in front of Thatcher Demko, which is, of course, not what you want, but Elias Pettersson will have to win a draw in the defensive zone. Trent, you let me know. No, I'm not streaming tomorrow. Trent, you let me know if there is something you want to talk about or anything. You bring up anything sports related, and we'll talk about it. All right. Matthews delays, gets it out to the point. There's a shot by Ekman-Larsson, save made, rebound, nice, and we'll take it from the corner and try to backpedal it back down, but Toronto sends it into the zone. Thatcher moves it off the boards. Stolen by Nyes. He had a hat trick last month, his first of his career, his young career. Austin Matthews turns it over. We'll shoot it back in. I believe the hat trick was against Tampa Bay, although I could be wrong. Toronto, it's Ekman-Larsson, who used to play here. Backhands it over to Nylander from the boards. Backhand blocked aside by Myers. Gets it out to center. Here's Connor Garland. Connor shoots in. Dakota's out there along with Puce. Dakota is out behind the net. He wins a battle. But then the puck comes off to the corner, and after he tried to feed one in front, and there's Garland to drive. It's blocked into the screen. 18:34 to go in the opening frame. Still no shot on goal for either squad. And we're scoreless early in this game. Do you like offensive defensemen or shutdown for Devils? Shutdown. They have enough. He's a scout. Josh, he's been Josh again. I'm really sorry, Trent. It's a habit. This guy, like, we talk all the time about sports and stuff that we do at work. Trent, do you really like? Not do you really like? Alexis is a scout, so he has. He always talks about teams and stuff. Alexis, if you want, Trent is a Flyers fan, so maybe you know something that they need. I mean, they need a lot of offense. Trent.
Yeah.
Philly, right? Doesn't it feel like that? Although they're up 1-0, this puck is out of play after the Canucks slinked it off the far boards again. And out. That was something that, no, the Canucks did not score. I was just testing that.
Oh boy.
Pittsburgh score? Let's see.
No. Michkov and Obels collided, but they're fine. I thought Michkov was hurt at first.
Well, more good news for the Red Wings. Bill's on it? Okay. More good news for the Red Wings. The New York Rangers have a 1-0 lead in Columbus. Backhander is denied. There's a sharp shot. Thatcher the save! And the Canucks try to get out of the zone, but turned over. Out at the right hash. Shot save made Demko. Rebound. Demko stopped it again, and we get the puck out to center. Canucks will think about sending one through, but instead we'll just dump it in, make a change. And Joseph Woll goes out to play it and feeds it right back behind the goal for the most tenured Toronto Maple Leaf, Morgan Riley. He's been in Toronto for a lot of different things, both positive and highly negative. Here's Ekman-Larsson. He banks it out behind. Toronto still trying to escape, and they get it chapped off the red line. Toronto also has a lot of urgency that they're going to want to show here because Toronto only leads by 2 points in the division against Tampa Bay, and the Lightning have another game before the break tomorrow against Montreal. So that is something where if Toronto loses in regulation here, Tampa Bay could tie them for second in the division before the break. Shot steered aside, comes right off the corner. steered aside by Thatcher Demko. It's flipped on back, and they are also scoreless in Sunrise. As we said, I can't do the Islanders Wild game, but we will finish the broadcast of Buffalo and Nashville when it's over, even though I don't have a dog in the fight. That 8 o'clock game, once it is final, that game doesn't start for about 35 or so more minutes. Here is Myers motoring back in his own zone. Tyler tries to get it out. He does. Elias was off the corner boards, and it's sent all the way down. There's Tanev, another former Canuck. Fed one back out behind the net, looking for a lane. This is a rolling puck. It comes right by the official. Sends one Elias behind the net in the offensive zone. Lifted the stick Buse again. And then he lost it, and Toronto leaves it up to the red line. Here's Marner. He'll shoot in. Marner chasing Myers. Tyler banks it along the boards. Tries to switch it and flip to himself. Dakota chasing the play, but Morgan Riley goes back defensively for Toronto and tries to get a lead pass. Toronto's offside. And we'll have the puck in the neutral zone here, Trent. What was that?
My mouth.
We'll do a real quick. You have a list of 12 guys? Jesus. For the Canucks. Well, we'll go real quick on the finals, starting with women's basketball. They'll just rip them here. Gonzaga over Washington State in overtime. TCU over Texas Tech. Oklahoma State over Kansas State. It's actually an upset. And they won by 30, too, which is surprising. West Virginia over Houston. Georgia Southern over Akron. Little Rock over Morehead State. Cincinnati. Oh, no, that's women, so it's not as they're not as good. But Cincinnati beat Kansas in overtime. Bucknell beat Army. South Dakota State beat Oral Roberts. There's more of these, so we'll go to that next time a stoppage or at least slower play. Canucks will go back to get it. It's Philip Ronick. Philip drops it off. Comes right back at the blue line. Drop pass. Philip again, right wall. Canucks will slide in. Turnstile one behind the net. There's Dakota. Dakota Joshua locking one through. It gets lampooned on back where it can be swiveled to far side. It's Dakota again. Dakota to the point. There's a drive blocked by a Toronto player who slid to make the play, and it goes back to the defensive zone. That player is Tavares, and Tavares looks hurt. He limps to the bench. John Tavares looks hurt, and that is not a guy Toronto wants out for any extended period of time. Turnover. Here's Toronto trying to spin it on through. Brock battling with the puck. Canucks trying to spin it in.
What?
Fed one back. Here come the Canucks right hash. Drop pass, and it comes to the left circle. There's Brock again. Fed one-timer. Oh, and it was blocked by a Toronto player trying to slide one through, and Toronto slinks it to center. What were you saying?
Nothing.
What happened with Philadelphia? Let me know.
Oh, I thought you said if I was still here. I thought you asked.
Oh, no. I was very much into it as the puck is right behind wall, and the Toronto's having some trouble with it. Fed one back, Niels Hoglander. Oilers, and there's a drive, and this one banked off the far glass. Canucks are coming in waves right now. Slapper stopped by Wall. Hoglander went through two guys and took two hits to make the play. It comes out at the point. The Canucks are trying to keep it in. We have an unfortunate scoring update. Brady Tkachuk has made it 1-0 Ottawa in Sunrise. Puck comes right back out behind, looking for Niels Hoglander. And that's unfortunate for the Red Wings' third place divisional race, first wild card spot divisional race, and also because the Panthers, want the Panthers to win. And this one is fed back out behind. A good hit by Elias Pettersson. He shook a man. We still control the puck, a deflection towards the net. Save made, all crossed out to the sideboards. Toronto has had problems getting this puck out, and they turn it over again. Good pickpocket by Pettersson. Elias left circle. Free run to the net. Score! Philip Ronick! What a shift! 1-0 Canucks. What a pass! Weak side. Austin Matthews gets hit off the boards. The puck comes back at the blue line. Matthews is pinching for whatever reason, and Pettersson guns it to the net. Philip Bronick follows the shot and roofs it by Joseph Woll, who's been really good. But his glove is down. It goes right under the crossbar. The Canucks strike first.
Oh, come on. The Flyers, 14 minutes into the game, 6 minutes left in the first. One shot on goal.
But one goal. And I
Yep.
believe it's still 1-0. It is 7-4 shots favoring the good guys. Don't make a joke. Fed one off the corner. Tipped it back off the red line, and here comes Toronto bringing in. Here's Nylander. Nylander fakes, shoots. Oh, and a save made by Thatcher Demko. Looked like Nylander was going to have a toe drag to punch it in. He was barnstorming. Toronto has some aggressiveness now. Shot save made, and it's blocked off the corner. Puce takes a hit, but he gets it off the red line. The referee had his hand up. What did he have his hand up for? Not a penalty against the Canucks. Must have been a delayed offside. Yeah, I think it was a delayed offside against the Canucks. Toronto keeps the puck in the offensive zone. Just missed a man breaking towards the net. Fed one, Tanev, right hash. Tanev looking for McMahon, and it's stolen. Canucks trying to break. Left hash O'Connor's hit. He spins by two Toronto players. Fed one back out, fakes the drive. There's a point shot. And Soucy had that one through. He couldn't get it to go, and Carson Soucy's back out at center. Back out Pettersson, excuse me. I believe that's Marcus Pettersson that hammered that right to keep it in, but Toronto swings it on back. Oh, no, that's the other Pettersson. That's Elias Pettersson. That's right. 31 is Marcus, 40 is Elias, and 25 is Elias. It's
Peter,
hard to understand unless you're a Canuck fan. Nice! Over the net. What were you going to say, Trent? There's a drive and a save by Woll. Sorry, you've had a lot of chances to talk in the last couple Canuck games because even in the wins, there's been a lot of sloppy hockey. This is just house on fire hockey right now. 3-on-2 Toronto. Nyes drops it off. Domi missed the net. And the Canucks have a chance, but Myers turns it over. Matthews saved Demko. Matthews from the high slot on a one-timer that was stopped by Demko. The puck is going to work its way down. Not enough for icing. And Kampf behind his own goal. 10:20 to go in the first. 1-0 Canucks. We'll take some time finally now to continue with those women's score updates finals. South Dakota State over Oral Roberts. Lemoyne over Mercyhurst. Cleveland State over Oakland. And here come the Canucks the other way, though, breaking at the red line. Here's Pettersson. It went off the glove. It went out of play, and we've played half a period. They're going to break. Philip Bronick. He has made it 1-0 with 10 minutes to go in the opening frame. All right, so now we'll take the time to let's go to Philly-Pittsburgh. Let's go to Philly-Pittsburgh right now. And hit from behind. 5 minutes to go in the opening frame. There's a shot blocked as Pittsburgh tried to swing that through. This would be a huge win for Philadelphia, who has been really getting burned. We also think that game at Sunrise will be the latest to start end at the 7 o'clock games. They go to break. Let's go to Chicago, St. Louis. We have time for the Florida game. Puck flew right back out at center. Here comes Donato. Donato, a shot and a save by Binnington. Donato has a goal in this game and already 2-0 Blackhawks. Fed one back out. Donato tried to mirror into the slot. Could not get there. Drop pass. Aforementioned Donato. Save Binnington. Rebound. And the Blackhawks control the zone. There's a drive by Donato again. And this one was deflected wide of the net. Back out at the point. Chicago tries to keep it in. They bank it. Off the far end. There's a hit. There's Donato. Read one back, spinning off the backhand. Parayko settles one. Chipped at a turnover. Teravainen gets away from the hook. Teravainen backhands one behind. Donato again, wrists one out in front, looking for Teravainen, and then the Blues skyrocket this puck back into the Chicago zone. Under 5 minutes to go in the first. It is 2-0 Chicago. They'll line drive that puck back off the red line. Blues controlling Robert Thomas. You still there, Trent? Trent, you still there? Okay. That one, left hash. Here come the Blues with the puck in the offensive zone. It's deflected out of play, and they are going to go to break in St. Louis. Still 2-0. We are back in BC. Perfect. We'll rapid fire. We said Cleveland State over Oakland, Central Michigan over Marshall, Davidson over UMass, George Washington over St. Bonaventure, Rhode Island over Dayton, St. Thomas, Minnesota over Denver, Marist over Iona, Canisius over Merrimack, UNC Greensboro in overtime over East Tennessee State, Kent State over Troy, Toledo over Old Dominion, Ball State, James Madison over Ball State, Georgia State over Eastern Michigan, Northern Illinois over Appalachian State. Oh my goodness, it's going to take forever to go through these. I'm not going to go through all of them, but just you can look it up on your own. There's a ton of women's college basketball games that are final. There's not a lot going on now, but I can't go through all these. It's an insane amount, even for me. Canucks will shoot it back into the Toronto zone. There's this one fed. And, speaking of that, there's actually only 2 games going on in women's. That's Southern Indiana over Southeast Missouri State, start of the fourth quarter. A minute 49 left in the fourth quarter. Middle Tennessee is about to beat Kennesaw State by triple digits. This puck found its way to Wool. Wool circles it back out. 8:40 to go in the first. We'll talk about men's basketball scores at another stoppage. This one fed back out for the Canucks. Here's Puce. He's going to line drive it along the corner boards. Myers for Toronto. Slips this one through. It just crossed off the red line. The pace has seemed to slow down a little bit right now. But Toronto finds a man breaking onside. Came right at the left hash and just missed the net there. Oh, and a tremendous check by Elias Pettersson. As this puck comes right back out behind, and it's Ekman Larson. They kick it up. Here's the tag-up man. Oh, no. Philip Hronek got a step on him. Got stepped off behind the net. There's Carson Soucy going down, not knowing where the puck is. There's Philip Hronek along the boards. Philip with the puck, banks it down along for Carson Soucy. Soucy tries to chip through 2. Soucy chips it up back at the red line, and there's a race for the puck, swatting at it, going down low and trying to feed it on through and skate right by Morgan Riley. Puck comes across and it's back out to the point. There's a drive. Save made by Wall. And fed one back out at the corner. Again to the right circle. Hoglander will chip it on in. There's a good hit. Comes back out at the blue line. Circulates itself onto the red. Here comes Toronto again. Chipping, chasing it through. They'll deflect it on along. It's mirrored off the red. And Toronto gets it back. 6:50 to go in the first. Still in their own zone.
Emil Bemstrom.
Still try to motor that one on out. And it was deflected again off the corner. That one back down again. Good hit. Crossed to the far wall. slip down in on back, and at the red line, the Canucks will cross in again. You know, it's funny, Fred, if you remember, I was saying how Kansas State beat Michigan, beat Kansas in women's basketball, and I was like, oh my God, what a game. And I forgot that Kansas' team is more profiled than the men. Kansas State actually beat Kansas in men's basketball as well. Garland had a chance to slam it home, and he fanned on it. Yeah, the men's Kansas State actually beat Kansas as well. In fact, it wasn't particularly that close.
We don't talk about that.
81-73. Are you a Jayhawks fan? I didn't know.
Yes.
Okay. I'm fond of them, but I wouldn't say I'm a fan of them. I've always hoped they do well, but I am not necessarily a fan of them. Definitely a team that I wish well on, but not a team I necessarily am going to root for. Left circle, bouncing puck. Yeah, I'll be honest, it's a bad win. That's a bad loss. It slipped off, but listen, my Michigan team is barely beating teams, and they're good teams, but they're hanging on and playing sloppy. Like Rutgers is a solid team, sloppy win. Same deal with Indiana, sloppy win.
I don't think Michigan is winning 40-21 at halftime against Baylor, then gives up 60 points and loses by 11, though.
Michigan, I think, did have a big lead in the game, if I'm correct. I believe Michigan had a big lead against Indiana in this game. He like the
Oh, Kansas is so bad this year. We just can't hold a lead.
Yeah, it was 43-27 Michigan at the half, and it ended up 70-67. So they were up a good amount and almost lost. Anyway, back to hockey. Here's Besser. Swivels up at the red line. To avoid all that stuff that we were doing, we have to go through every score. What we're going to do is I'll do the score updates on the top 25 on boys and girls, but that doesn't mean that we won't broadcast if there are no other games going on, non-top 25 games. But from now on, that's what we're going to do until March Madness. And if you're wondering, I'm thinking about streaming March Madness. I'm going to have to see where that puts me, like with work and everything like that. But it's definitely a thought. So I don't know if you'd be interested in that, Trent, if you're thinking of March Madness. Fed one shot off the corner. This one crosses through. Myers out behind. Myers looking. Backhand feed. Hoglander. What happened? Hoglander. Myers. A drive. Save made. Rebound. And it's held by Wool, but a penalty coming up against Toronto. Canucks to the power play with 3:04 to go in the first. The Canucks are going to the man advantage. They are going to the man advantage. And you're going to have a tremendous chance. They're going to go to break. Okay, so let's see where to go to. Actually, at the end of the first intermission, it's going to be weird on where to go to because the Florida game isn't going to have a lot of time left on it. Probably not do actually college basketball because I think the Knick game is the only other nationally televised NBA game that I can get. I think, but I could be wrong. Let's see if St. Louis, Chicago, are they done with the first? They are. It's 2-0 Chicago. It's the end of the first. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. And 20 seconds left of the first. Columbus is just taking the lead 2-1. That's not great. But we'll go to Ottawa, Florida. Perfect.
Oh.
Puck crunched in, 5:10 to go in the first. And Ottawa's going to shoot in. They lead 1-0. There's Alexander Barkov digging for it. Ekblad along. Ekblad, there's Forsling. That was chopped again at the far side. Panthers shoot it in, looking for Barkov. Barkov with the stick tied up. There's a hit by Chabot, and Ottawa backhands it off the corner. Got a turnover by Ottawa. It comes right back out at the far wall as well, and we're back to BC. So Vancouver, okay, it's the game we're watching right now. Also, Ottawa, Florida. We'll go right to that after the end of this period, if they stay in the concurrent way, and then after that, we'll have to figure out. I'm not sure what we'll do. Toronto, they will slam it off the glass and all the way down. Philip Ronick delays back to Pettersson. We are also only about 15 minutes from puck drop between our final game that we will broadcast the entirety of at the end of, which is Nashville and Buffalo from Music City. Here is Philip Ronick. He weaves in off the red line. We're doing that also. I think it's smart because it's the last full, real big day of hockey before the break. If that makes any sense, Trent.
Yeah.
Pettersson going back to get the puck. It's fed one right off the corner. Here's Elias over to Philip. Philip, side of the net, swivels it. Philip gets it away. Right hash. Elias, Philip a drive. That's deflected, and it comes to the corner. A minute to go in the power play. Niels Hoglander fed one back out. Puce again. Or it's Jake, excuse me. Jake DeBrusque. Fed one Philip, flies it out to Elias. Elias right circle. Fed one to Giuseppe. He missed the puck, and Toronto sends it all the way down. 40 seconds left in a man advantage. Here comes Tyler steamrolling his way in. And then instead, the puck is chipped off the red line and back down. 20 seconds left in the power play, under 90 seconds left in the period. 1-0, thanks to Philip Ronick and the Canucks. Comes off the corner, slipped one wide. Chipped on the backhand to the far side again, and it's swiveled at the red line. Again, it's Myers. Tyler drops it off. 3 seconds, now 2, now 1, and the penalty is over. Toronto has killed it. We got the puck in the offensive zone. It's stolen, and Marner sweeps it over. There's a rush for Toronto, and Toronto's Myers, just missed the net trying to lift it. They will change basically everyone. Now there's Carson Soucy. He'll roll in off the left hash mark. Soucy's hit. Soucy looking for the puck, and it's poke checked away by Joseph Woll. Soucy behind. Off the right hash, comes out to the point, delays, swivels one. Soucy, tip, drill, deflected wide. Canucks have really had it going, but we're not able to do anything there. 20 seconds to go in the first. Big hit. Puck is just walled off the boards, and it cranks itself at the blue line. Not good news for the Wild. Eriksson Ek will not play tonight against the Islanders. That shot comes off the paddle, and it is out of play from O'Connor. The faceoff will stay in Toronto zone. So that is something to note. By the way, once this period ends, we're going to go right to sunrise. It is still 1-0 Ottawa, but the Panthers are starting to move here. They got, just a hair over 2 minutes left in the opening frame in that game. Camp is going to be kicked out. The one thing Toronto has done well is draws, but they only have a 1-draw lead in this game. They've won 5 faceoffs. Canucks have won 4. Philip Hedl kicked it back, and this puck is spun off the red line and down. He came from the Ranger trade, although I'll tell you the big gem is the young defenseman. That period is over. This period is done. And Philip Ronick has scored the go-ahead goal to make it 1-0 Canucks. And they're going to go to break in BC. So let's go straight to Sunrise. Trent, the Panthers, and Ottawa. And that's where we're going right now. Minute 30 and change to go in the first. Verhaeghe. Puck swung into the Ottawa zone. Looking for Chuck. And Ottawa's going to mail one in. There's a shot save made by Bobrovsky. Ottawa keeps it in. There's a drive again. Save Bobrovsky! He stopped Sanderson from the point. What's up?
Did you hear my TV?
No, I didn't. Why?
Good.
What happened?
I clicked on the wrong numbers to put on the wrong channel, and Family Guy came up and it said something really weird.
I enjoy that. That's funny. 1:11 to go in the first here. 16-7 shots. They are throwing everything at this Ottawa net, but they now have to deal with a defensive faceoff. They're going to kick out the Senator, or they're going to kick. They're going to kick out Evan Rodriguez, and Evan doesn't understand why. Sam's going to take the draw. Faceoff tied up. Ottawa brings it on back to Sanderson, who spins. Sanderson backhands it into the zone. Now a minute to go in the opening frame. It is still 1-0 in favor of Ottawa. Brady Tkachuk has the goal. Ottawa trying to free up the puck. Ekblad will pin him. Evan tries to get it on out from Sanderson. Sanderson's wrister is deflected out of play with 46 seconds to go in the first. Let's take some time to give some more scoring updates. 5:57 left in the second quarter. 49-48 Orlando. And that's San Antonio. 6:18 to go in the second. 42 all in DC between the Hawks and the Wizards. And we're 9 minutes away from tip-off in Illinois, Minnesota, and Tennessee. Fed one at the far wall. There's a battle for the puck. There's Mahira. Mahira with a hit. Staples Shane Pinto, but Pinto gets off the check. Tried to free one up, but it's shoved along. There's Sam Bennett. They're still trying to kick away at this puck, and we are closing in on 10 seconds. And they're finally going to stop the whistle because for just a stalemate with 11 seconds left in the opening frame. And they're calling, oh my God. They're calling a penalty on Nico Mikkola for tripping. This is what I don't even. Oh, that's involuntary. Because Japchuk's trying to get off and jam the puck to the boards. Mikko doesn't know where his leg is. But they call a trip, so now Ottawa's going to go to the power play. Brady Tkachuk has 11 power play goals this year, and Ottawa wins the draw. Excuse me, Panthers win the draw. It's swiveled up at the blue line. They're trying to keep it in. One last chance for Tkachuk. That's Brady Tkachuk. Stopped by Bobrovsky. He scoops it to the corner, and the period is over. But unfortunately, the Panthers have to kill a minute 49 going into the second period. It is Ottawa 1, Panthers nothing after the end of 1 in Sunrise. All right. So what do we do here? Let's check.
Peter.
Sure. Sure. What did you say?
You think Lawton gets traded to Toronto?
Probably. He kind of fits their system, but I don't really know what Toronto needs at this point. I don't think that that's something they need. What happened?
People think that if a Lawton trade to Toronto happens, they think Philadelphia is getting Fraser Minton in return.
I don't know about him, so I don't really know what he's able to do or how good he may or may not be.
He has middle six potential, from what I heard.
So let's go and see what we can see. Let's just more updates on the top 25. I said Oklahoma State, Kansas State. We talked about that. Houston, West Virginia. And there are no top 25 women's games going on right now. There's no NBA games going on right now. And I don't believe there's any NHL games going on right now. You guys are still on break, right? In intermission? Trent? Hello? See there? Trent, are you there? Are you there?
Here, I'm back.
I said, are you guys still on break in intermission?
Yeah, it should be out of break in like 3 minutes. So.
Okay, so we'll monitor that. But just kind of looking at what's next. Yeah, let's go to Mississippi State, Georgia. That's a close game, a ranked game in college basketball. I believe Mississippi State is 22nd in the country. Georgia's not ranked. So, and it's a close game right now. I believe the Bulldogs have the lead. Both teams are the Bulldogs. I should be more specific. The Mississippi State Bulldogs have the lead in this one. And they just took a timeout because there apparently were a slew of fouls. So, never mind. How about we go to Illinois, Minnesota? Looks like it's closing in on the finish, I believe. What a show we're seeing from Will Riley here tonight in the Ontario. But from the music I hear, they're going to break as well. Yes, they are. With 2:28 left. Illinois is just rolling over Minnesota, and they're also going to break. So how about the Duke game? If I can find it here. Why can't I find it? It was literally on earlier. Let's do the Duke Clemson game until for a couple minutes. Then we'll wait till this goes to break, and then we'll go to the Philly game. All right, so Duke moving with the ball. And what is Cooper Flagg complaining about? They got him off the ball because he got bodied. They brought Clemson's big, and he just ran right through Trent. He ran right through Cooper Flagg, the number one player in the country. Here is aforementioned Cooper Flagg, who played at IMG Academy last year. Finger roll is no good. Rebounded by Clemson. Here come the Tigers. They only trail Duke by 3, believe it or not. Put them on upset alert. Tigers only trail by 3, and they're bringing up the ball right now at the top of the key. Gets the screen. It's tipped, but it is taken by Duke. Foul against the Devils.
Flag held to 4 points, 2 for 9 shooting. We've seen the Clemson Tigers attempt to be physical with Cooper Flagg. They've contested.
Yes, Clemson only trails by 3, and I think they drew a foul on Cooper Flagg. The number 1 player in the country, the number 2 and number 3 players in the country play tomorrow against Maryland. That's Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper from Don Bosco Prep. They both play for Rutgers, as we know. Driving into the paint. Finger roll is no good. Tipped up in the air. Rebound loose. Who's got it? Cooper Flagg does. And he's fouled. Del Jones is called for the reach-in. Trent, I think this is going to be our game that we bounce back to during commercials if there's no hockey to go to. This is good. How about, are you surprised Clemson only trails by 3 to Duke?
Yeah. Duke ranked 4th?
What's up?
What's Duke ranked? I think 4th.
2, second in the country.
Yeah, and Auburn's won, right? Yeah, that's surprising.
No, not. Yeah, Clemson is unranked at home, battling with Duke right now with about 15 minutes left in the game. Bounce pass, lays it up, no good. But the foul by Wiggins. James will get 2 free throws to extend the Duke lead to 5. And I think they just called a timeout. They just called a timeout. Timeout Devils. They'll go to break. So perfect time to go to Pittsburgh, Philly.
What's your favorite Dorito?
Just a regular red Dorito. Why is the Pittsburgh Penguins there? It's not letting me watch this. What's going on? What the heck is going on right now? Hold on, guys. I'm going to get this game up, but I don't know why it's taking forever. Go.
Oh, yeah. Hello?
Did you hear what I said?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to stop the stream now. I will restart it in about.
Okay.